When was the last time that someone kept the word they gave you? What about the last time when someone hasn't? I'm Magda, and I want us to focus on these two questions as we explore this week's Parashot. Why Parashot? Because unlike many other weeks, for this Shabbat we're going to read two Parashot, which are called Matot-Masei, and are the last two Parashot from the book Bamidbar. So, where are we? The Jewish people are just about to enter Canaan, when a lot of apparently unrelated things are starting to happen. The people receive the laws of annulment of vows. Then there's a war which is waged against the Midianites. There's a couple of tribes who ask to remain on the other side of Jordan and not enter the promised land. There's a list of the 42 places where Israelites have stopped before entering the land. Somewhere among this enumeration is mentioned the passing of Aaron at the age of 123 years old, and then the enumeration just carries on. While the parashot ends with the rules of the cities of refuge. What a balagan, right? Let's bring some order into this chaos. I think that if we look closely, we see that there's something connecting all these dots, and I think that it has to do with the first questions about kept and broken promises. English language has a funny saying, "Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never harm me." Well, Judaism says otherwise. How do we know? Simple, Yom Kippur. So much power words have that the first thing that we say on the holiest day of the year when we want to start over and to have all our sins forgiven is to cancel all the promises that we've made, to have our vows annulled. So going back to our parasha, what is the connection between the vows annulment and the tribes of Reuven, Gad, and half of the Manasseh who are deciding to stay over on the other side of the Jordan? Well, they were supposed to be where? In the promised land. And I think it is not just the land that was promised to them. They also made a promise to go together with all the people. How are the other 9.5 tribes supposed to feel? We're in this together, except not really. And maybe this is the reason why it was needed to mention all the 42 locations that they've been to together to be reminded what they've gone through to go there. And I want to quote one passage from Rabbi Sachs' commentary from this book that I fully recommend. And he says, "When I promise to do something, I'm freely placing myself under the obligation to do something in the future. If I'm the kind of person who is known to keep his word, I have removed one element of unpredictability from the human world. You can rely on me. I have given you my word." How is all of this relevant today? I don't think there's ever a time when keeping your word is not relevant, but even more so due to the times that we live in and the uncertainty and unpredictability caused by this pandemic that we're facing. Depending on the countries where we live, we've been through lockdown, followed by relaxation measures, followed by another increase in cases, and we have little, if any, control or knowledge of what's happening next and when things are going to get back to normal. It might seem small, but let's think about the promises that we make and how do others feel when we keep them? How do they feel when we don't?